So today's topic will be support vector machine, and this is unique kind of algorithm which play different kind of phenomena. I mean different kind of procedure to classify the data sets. So let's start the session. Now participant is 27. So okay, all regular participants are arrived. Okay, so let's start the session. Okay. So anyone have idea about this algorithm? Tell me, then I describe everything in detail. Anyone have idea about this algorithm? Any previous knowledge?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, before.
Yes, a support vector machine is a classification technique. Basically, it's used for this algorithm used for classification based on image analysis.
Based on how
Image classification.
how
Uh, sir, is a algorithm means is a algorithm basically. Actually, I have done in college time. I have done in this
no no not
project
for
on.
not for image classification. It's sample classifier for
Yeah.
image convolution neural network required. I mean, if you
Yes,
want to
yes, yes. Sorry, yes, yes. Conventional neural network.
for
Okay.
that
For normal classification, we need support vector machines.
because if you work on the pixel value, then you need the convolution neural network. Okay, otherwise,
Yes.
it is but it do working on different I mean characteristics. Actually, see what we do in logistic regression, we set the threshold. What we do in KNN, we set the nearest neighbor. But here we have to do something different from here. So anyone tell different definition? Raise your hand, please. Devashish Dashpani. Devashish, this is your first class. Devashish, this is your first class. Okay. Anyone participant who know this kind of algorithm? Otherwise, I have. Okay, no problem. All right. So, what support vector machine is? Support vector machine are the popular linear classifier. Support vector machine here machine terms is nothing some mechanical machine. Machine means some Python program which you do classification for you. Okay, so SVM are the supervised learning model means sample data must be labeled means in your data set they should be labeled. Unlabeled data subjected to unsupervised learning. So that can be applied to almost any type of data. All right. So means first it's a classification technique. So second question, how it's working. It is especially effective at classification, numeral prediction, and pattern recognition tasks. Support vector machine find a line. This thing is very important. Support vector machine find a line or a hyperplane in a dimension greater than 2. Means either it is work on the hyperplane or a given line. Whether dimension is greater than 2 means either you are in 2 dimension or you are greater than 2 dimension. We will explain later on. In between different classes of data such as the distance on either side of line of hyperplane to the next closest data point is maximized. So what we do, this find a line between some data points. Let's suppose this is data point, this is data point. So they find a line and try to put the maximum distance on both sides. How? Okay, first I am showing you one figure, then I come to the actual definition. Check this thing. Okay, so what analysis you are getting from over here? Okay, let's suppose this is one kind of class. All right, this is another kind of class. Okay, so what we do, we are creating a plane. Check this, we are creating a plane and then we find the linear separability means a midline. Okay, so what plane do, plane will optimize this midline. How? Because plane will create their boundary based on the extreme points, extreme points towards the line. These are the extreme points, those points which help to create a boundary of a plane known as a support vector. Then we have margin over here. Margin means in between the two line we have some what we say distance. This is known as margin. Again we have data point over here. All right, then what happened over here, we find this line, this is linear separable line. Based on this one, we can see one class lie on one side, another class lie on another side. So we find this is one kind of class, this is another kind of class, and using this linear separable boundary, we can find it's a classification boundary. All right. So find the linear hyperplane that separate classes with the maximum margin. One thing is coming the hyperplane. Okay. In two dimensional, this known as the rectangle or plane, but in three dimensional, this convert to the hyperplane. Let's check how the thing are converted. Okay. So what I do, mm, I just take a blank page, little bit blank page. Okay, so this is my no, not this thing. Yes, let's suppose this is my blank page. Okay, so what I do, the two things are there. I have to show you transformation, the 2D object to 3D, 2D to 3D. Okay, so first thing, a general question. This is my square. This is my 2D entity, and if I want to turn this entity in 3D, so what's its equivalent image? Yes, Harshada. Harshada is there.
Yes, sir.
Dear, you got my question. This is my rectangle. It's a 2D object. If I want to convert this 2D object to 3D object, means I want to convert a square into 3D. So what is equivalent image?
It
What is
will
equivalent?
become a cube.
Very good. It will become a cube. Okay. Why I'm asking this thing? I'm just giving you the answer. This is become a cube because it's three dimension. Which three dimension? I'm showing you the dimension to you. First dimension is this one, second this one, third this one. And its dimension, first this one and second this one. Okay, so I'm talking about the line and the hyperplane. What is that? Okay, let's suppose this is my thing over here. This is one class, this is second class, and this is a line because we are using a two dimension. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, I'm just sketching you. Please wait a minute. Okay, so what happened over here? This is 2D line, and if you convert this thing, this plane into three dimension, this line convert to the plane. This is a hyperplane. Okay, point are there and point are there. And if you see this line, this will if you see this plane somewhere here, so it will look like a line. And if you see this plane somewhere from top, so this will give you this kind of shape. Now, any confusion before transforming 2D thing to 3D thing? Because later on the thing is going to be complicated, so we have to get some imaginary part. I mean, how the things are working. Okay, so now moving to my PPT. So this line
Sir,
also known as the yes please, yes
sir,
please.
there is some sort of disturbance from your voice.
Actually,
Yeah.
fan is running with me. Lots of hot summer in my
Okay,
city.
okay.
I'm in 42 degrees centigrade temperature, so I won't
Okay,
come.
sir. Okay.
Okay, so actually AC is not allowed to me because last month I suffered from COVID. So till now AC and cooler is completely banned for me. So only table fan is there with me. All right.
Okay, okay. No problem.
Apologize,
Sorry.
apologize for this. Okay, no problem. So what I do, the thing is that you have to find this thing, the line. What line doing? Line exactly doing two behavior. One is line and one is plane. When we in two dimensional, when we two dimensions, so we have line, and when we in three dimensions, line become plane. Okay, how it look like as a line, how it look like as a plane, I will show you in my PPT. All right, so let's come on the definition. In other words, support vector machine calculate the maximum margin boundary that leads a homogeneous partition of all data. So what it do, it calculate this maximum margin boundary. How to decide the proper boundary, I will show you with some example. This margin it calculated over there. Okay, this classifies support vector machine as a maximum margin classifier. All right, so what we do in next, linear separation. How it's linear separable? It fairly separate two classes. Any data point is left of the line fall into black circle. Like there we have two classes, one class over here, one class over here, and we have to separate. What we do, we take not this favor, we take not this favor, we will put our line in between because it's a linear separable. Okay, so that's what SVM does. It find out a line hyperplane in multi-dimensional. Keep in mind hyperplane is a three-dimensional, so it's put the multi-dimensional space, separate out the classes. So this thing known as linear separable, when the point are subjected to separate linearly, this is known as linear separation or the support vector machine. But really this is not possible that points are linearly separable because they are sometimes overlapped. Okay, what we do, we see this thing. So when we have non-linear separation like this one, so we have one trick known as the kernel trick. What we do in kernel trick, we have to rotate our points in 3-dimensional. See, this is 2-dimensional, this is 3-dimension. When we rotate the point in 3 dimensions, so all these red point obtain different height and this green point obtain different height. So see, this red point getting over here and green point in the bottom. So your hyperplane now can separate the red point and the green point. So there is no line can separate these two classes in XY plane. So what we do, we have to apply the transformation and add one more dimension, as we call it the Z axis. So kernel trick is used to rotate 2-dimensional space to 3-dimensional so that a class can be linearly classified. Here you cannot classify with a single line, but now you can see this plane looks like a single line if you put your eye over here. So this is a way, this is a magic where we turn our 2-dimension to 3-dimension. All right, now what are the support vector? I told you the support vector are those points which leads you creation of imaginary points. This is support vector, this is support vector. This means these it create the plane boundary. Okay, in roughly words, it will create the plane boundary. And when you find the mean of this plane boundary or the mean of width, so you get what you get, this kind of the linear between the line, I mean linear line which not favor to anyone class. This is not favor to this one and this is not favor to this one. So point closest to the hyperplane called a support vector. These 2 points support vector, these 1 points, and the distance of these vector from the hyperplane called the margin. Which margin? This margin. Now we have 3 hyperplane. How to identify the correct hyperplane? I have you guys work on this one. Read the slide and see what happening over here.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, yes.
There's some kind of noise coming from you.
I told you where the table fan is nearby me. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
I take side. Okay.
It's okay. Actually, my internet got disconnected in between. That's why I don't know.
No problem, dear. Okay. So Aishwarya, can you explain what happening over here? Which is a correct hyperplane and why? I mean, answer is written over there, but why that plane is correct hyperplane?
Because the B line is separating the two data points very clearly.
Why not A and B? A and C?
Because A is the line A is going above the stars.
Yeah.
And the line C is not separating A and B into equal parts.
Okay.
C is also not properly dividing it.
one more thing we can say, A is from one end, A is biasing to one class, A is
Yes,
biasing to
yes, right.
another class. The term biasing is better, technical word. Another class in the sense of this one. I mean, from their end. Similarly, C is doing, but B is not biasing to anyone because B is in between the A and C. Sorry, blue. B is between the
Stars
blue
and
stars,
red dots.
yeah, blue stars and red circles. Okay, so B is not biasing to anyone. Okay, in the next slide, actually then we separate these things. Here I put the three things in vertical, I mean silent matter. So what happened, A is completely biasing to red circle,
Yes.
B is completely biasing to blue stars, but C is not biasing to anyone. So in this case, C is better. So this is the way how support vector machine find the proper hyperplane to classify the data. So one side, one class lie, another side, another class lie. Yes. One more participant I am getting, so that yes, Shivali. Yes, Shivali. The
So
question is
please pardon.
yes, please. What thing remaining?
Please repeat what that biasing.
Okay. Biasing, I mean, what I'm trying to say, biasing in my previous slide. Here, biasing means that the first or the top end of the A is biasing to blue stars, and the bottom end the A is biasing the red circle. Okay, then in same way C is doing, but B is not having no biasing behavior. Biasing means favoring, so it is not favoring. It is clear cut do partition of blue stars and the red circle. Similarly, this is the way we have the plane in different direction, but here we have the plane in same direction. But B is completely biasing to blue star. In previous, A biasing to red star, red circle and blue star, same C, two classes biasing, but here A classes biasing. So what we do, we have to not picking that plane which is biasing to someone, because the margin will increasing from either side. But C show the same behavior. It is not biasing to anyone, and it is located in between the class given. So you can see the margin for the hyperplane C is high as compared to both A and B. Hence, we name the right hyperplane as C. So how this support vector machine algorithm identify the correct hyperplane to classify the data?
So,
Yes, please.
so Nisha here.
Yes, Nisha.
Sir, how is that A and B is biasing towards red and
Because
blue,
because
sir?
because if you measure the distance of red point from A, it is very nearby, and blue star it is very far away. Similarly, B is showing this behavior.
Measure from where to where, sir?
Means any point which creating support vector. I mean, you see this thing. You have to
Okay.
see this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Any imaginary line which is given by the support vector. Any imaginary line.
Okay.
Let's suppose you have to stand in between two. So what you have to do, you are just taking the step count and then find the mean, then you get over here. So means you are not favoring to anyone, you are in between to all person. Okay, so what we do, support vector machine draw a lines to classify the point and find the maximum margin between them, not favoring to anyone. Means the margin for either side will be same for the both classes.
So your margin part I'm not able to get because they're either collecting A, B, and C. The margin was anyhow not making any difference
No,
according
no,
to my understanding.
why not? And should look the C, it's making the equal margin for both sides.
C part, C plane.
C hyperplane, we are the hyperplane.
So when you say margin, that means red point to.
Difference, the distance from the C to red points, the difference, I mean, or distance between the C to blue point, that is margin.
Okay, so this should be maximum or this should be minimum?
This should be maximum in both sides and equal.
Okay, okay.
So when C is not favoring to anyone, means C is not biasing, but we one side low margin, one side high margin. So the B is biasing to blue star and A is biasing to this one. So for a support vector machine, we require that hyperplane which have the equal margin for both sides for the both classes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Got it? This is a
Yes.
thing on which the support vector machine works. And if you have any kind of non-linear separation, so what it do again, we use the kernel trick,
Kernel.
which rotate the point to two-dimensional space to three-dimensional space, and then put the hyperplane. This hyperplane do the same work. I mean, it creates the same margin for the both classes, not favoring to anyone. Okay, again the margin concept apply over here.
So sir,
Okay.
we take the nearest point to the plane, data
Definitely
point to the plane,
to
and
draw
calculate
to
the margin.
yeah to draw the exactly the boundary.
Okay, okay.
Okay, now yes, these are some easy thing, not some complicated thing. I mean, these are the thing where we see the what is the best happen for you. But now there's some problem. Uh, Sometimes what happen, the support vector machine draw the thing, means how they draw the thing. Look here, support vector machine draw the thing, but beside this some points are occupying this space, occupying this space. So what happened with these points? Okay, Ashur, any idea? Should any point lie in this space? If blue point some lie in this space, red point lie in this space, so what problem with these points?
So not getting your question. Like, what do you
if,
mean?
if some point, see, this is not happening in reality, this is some conceptual thing. See, what happened in conceptual, that is different thing. What is happening in reality, that is different thing. So let's suppose some points lie over here in this region, this region, this region, two blue points over here and two red points over here. So what happened with that point? Any common answer? I mean, I know you don't know the support vector machine, but any common answer? What happened with this point?
So they'll be classified as purple and they'll be classified as red, sir.
No, they are misclassification point. They are misclassified because support vector machine getting all this point as a one class and taking this as a second class. So what about this one? These are undergo the misclassification. Okay.
Just a second, sir.
Let
So
me
it-
draw the let me draw the thing. Let me draw the thing so that you can understand properly. Let's suppose these are my red point, red point. These are my dotted line. Again, this is my dotted line to create a plane. Then we have green point. Okay, so my question is, support vector machine classify these point as a class B, and these point as a class A.
Yeah.
Now what happen if any red point, sorry, any red point lie in this space? So this point lie in the misclassification point, means 1 minus classification. Just my model reflect at 0.7 the classification accuracy. So that is used for this area or this area. So what is misclassification? 0.3 means those points which lie in this point, this area and this area. These are the misclassification area. Got the concept?
Sir,
Yes. Yes,
I'm
Umang.
not sure, but
Yes, Umang. Yeah.
the it lies on the same side as this. It's class, no, sir. Means it's lying on the same side as the red circles. So how is it misclassified, sir?
Because it is not capturing the thing, because it is capture, it is create a plane which is consider the point after this side and after this side. It is not considering what happened over here.
Sir, if this was on the other side, if it was on the side of class B,
So that is a blunder. If any point, red point goes to over here, that is a blunder. It cannot be never classified. That is always comes under misclassification. But what in one case we are considering that some point lie over here, so we can do this thing under classification. My objective is that if any point lie in the any misclassification area, so we can we can use some techniques so that that point, these point lie under some classification words. How that point lie under some classification things.
okay, so you have to minimize the margin, sir, over here.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. You know this thing. Okay. So tuning
Sir?
yes, please.
Sir, like you said that the few points that lie in misclassification, yeah,
Mhm.
this point. Sir, will we not draw the plane considering these points as support vectors?
No, because these are not so simple. It's look like okay. So we have to compress this line. We have to compress this line over here. Means we have to compress the width over here and this line over here. When you compress this line of width, so what happened? It automatically comes from the classification region. Okay,
Not getting, sir.
see this slide, then you get.
Okay.
Okay, so tuning the hyperparameter, we have two what do you say, two main parameter. One is the regularization. Okay, what is regularization? Now you understand. It is also known as a penalty parameter. What it determines? It determines the influence of misclassification. How misclassification? I told you just now. It controls the cost of misclassification. Cost means, I mean, more misclassified point means more costly. Less misclassification means less costly on the trading data. If the value of C is high, C is a parameter. Okay, I mean hyperparameter, which can be passed in support vector machine. If the value is C is high, the model will choose more and more data point. Means if the value of C is high, check this thing. Value of C is high, so width get narrow. Got it? And the value of C is less, so width is more and more. So these points, see this point, this red point inside dotted area and the continuous line, the misclassification point. When you compress this area, when you compress this line, so this point automatically out of this area and got the under classification. So what happened? If the value of C is high, means if you have to put the C equal to 100, then model will choose the more data point. Means this point comes out of the misclassification area to classification area. Okay, as a support vector. While low value of C make the model to choose less data point as a support vector. So if you have a less value of C, so you will choose less data point because mostly data points come under misclassification area. And if you increase the value of C, so this width can get narrow and the point which are under the misclassification got outside to classification. So the large value of C is small margin. Large value means this one. Large value of C is small margin, and the small value of C is large margin.
So
Got it?
value of C is when it gets compressed, it compressed from the both sides, from red and blue both.
No, you have to pass these value 1, 10, 100 in a hyperparameter tuning, means support vector machine classifier, just like we pass the value of neighbors
Yeah.
on the day before yesterday.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
KNN.
okay, and then we see the accuracy. All right, when we increase my accuracy, means classification is increased. Got it? When we decrease my accuracy, means classification is decreased. Classification decrease means misclassification increase.
Classification. So, sir, that is my point that like if we are increasing the C, that means we are trying to lessen the margin from two side as well. We are trying to
Yeah,
get
both
more
sides.
data points from both the side, red
Yeah,
and blue as well.
yeah, we are trying to capture more and more data points from both sides, and we are trying to make them classify under the given classes.
Okay, 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 sir.
This is the first parameter. The value of C means penalty parameter regularization. Second, the gamma value. Okay, gamma value, what gamma value says, uh, see two gamma value. Okay, you want to make this line with the influence of nearby point, only nearby points, or you want to make this line with the influence of far away point. Sometimes what happen, there is a no data point which is nearby this line, so we have to capture the point which is far away. Okay, so basically gamma is a parameter in which we tell the support vector machine to point consider when to make the decision momentary, means which point you want to consider, nearby or far away. If the set gamma high value, that means high value means this one, that means we want support vector machine to look at the closest point, means high value is nearby point means or closest point. Or we set gamma to low value, so we are basically telling support vector machine to consider the point which are the farther away, means the point is distributed in a plane. So what happened, there is a no point is nearby, so this boundary is not created properly. So if you put the low gamma value, it will capture the all far away point from the decision line. Okay, so here the example of high gamma versus the low gamma. Check this thing and tell me.
So,
Yes, please. Yes, Umang.
so in the case of low gamma, it
Mhm.
will first capture the one which is farthest or the one which is closest.
No, no. See what happened. Sometimes some data model contain that kind of point which are scattered very far away.
Right.
One data set I have. I thought I will use data set tomorrow. Okay, on support vector machine. There is MNIST data set. If you heard about that one,
Yes, sir.
what is in that data set? What we have
Image
it.
data level.
You have the image pixel value. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that image pixel value. The highest pixel value is 768.
Yes, sir.
Okay, not 768.
255, sir.
255 is value, but it is when it's a monochrome, means the black and white image. So 255 is the highest value, because all the value when you have a dot, let's suppose what I'm trying to say, because I will use this data set on tomorrow. So where's my email? So what happened, if you have an image, that data set have a digit inside the image,
Yes.
it have the pixel, right, like this, it has a
Yes.
pixel like this. So how these images created, because the pixel change their value. Let's suppose this picture change their value, so this pixel change the value maximum 255, because the monochrome image, either the pixel value is 0 or 255, got it, or
Correct.
somewhere the faded value is there, so it is 170. So means compared to 0, these are very high value, so that is scattered very far away. So in that case we have to capture them.
It will capture extreme values, sir.
Yeah, so in that case we have to put the low gamma if you want to capture the far away value. All right.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, when you say capture the far point, so that means along with this nearest point or only the far points?
Okay, one example. There is a game in schooling. What game? Mm, there is one thread. Some people is standing over here. Some people is standing over here. They pull this thread. रस्सी का गेम देखा होगा आपने स्कूल में, ठीक है ना, दोनों साइड से दो लोग खींचते हैं, ठीक है ना, ये आपका कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट होता है, जो जिस साइड जाता है वो विनिंग टीम में जाना जाता है। तो अगर टेल पे कुछ लोग हैं या फ्रंट पे कुछ लोग हैं, तो दोनों अलग अलग इम्पैक्ट डालेंगे, ठीक है ना। तो अब आपको ये कैप्चर करना है कि आपको पीपल जो बढ़ाने हैं वो साइड वाले बढ़ाने हैं या दूर वाले बढ़ाने हैं, ताकि बैलेंस मेंटेन करें। सेम थिंग पे सपोर्ट वेक्टर मशीन हो रही है कि आपको फार अवे का इन्फ्लुएंस इस पे डालना है या जो नियर बाई है उसका इन्फ्लुएंस इस पे डालना है, ठीक है ना। जब इन्फ्लुएंस में कोई वैल्यू, नियर बाई कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है, तो आप इसका इन्फ्लुएंस डाल क्या करोगे, एक्यूरेसी आपका बिल्कुल बैठ जाएगी, काम ही नहीं करेगी। दैट्स व्हाई वी यूज द लो गामास, बिकॉज पॉइंट इज अवेलेबल ओवर हियर, so that point help to create a boundary. Okay,
Okay, sir.
little bit complicated algorithm, but we have to understand the concept first. Classification is simple. Okay, we have one classifier, Turing parameter. Okay, so this thing over
So
here,
basically, we're controlling the impact of far and close away close points to reduce
yes,
the margin.
to create a decision line,
Yes, sir.
because decision line is
Eventually
created.
minimize the margin, no, sir.
Yeah, definitely decision line created, so it automatically adjusts the margin.
Right.
Okay, now not two things more there. We have kernel. Kernel is a mathematical function which convert the two-dimensional space to three-dimensional space. Okay, so we have majorly two type of kernel. One is linear, second is RBF. Linear kernel means the straightforward lines. Nothing you have to rotate the line. So SVC with the linear kernel, what it do? It use the iris data set. So why it use the three color? Because in iris we have three species: Setosa, Verzenica, and Versicolor. So it draws the curve between the sepal length and the sepal width to show the linear boundary. So what happened to the linear boundary? Some points are misclassified because the linear boundary cannot be rotated. Okay, so these used when the number of feature is more than the number of observation. Feature means the column. The column is more than the number of rows. That is used in that case. But by default, it set the RBF. See, model set some a default value, just like in KNN, it set the Minkowski with power equal to 2, k value 5. So by default, it used the kernel mathematical function known as the RBF, radial basis function. RBF means radial basis function. It is the thing when we use, it is suitable when the number of observation means row are larger than the features. It is everywhere. In any data set, the number of rows always higher than the number of column. So what it do, it rotate the boundary in such a way, it try to cover the maximum point if located in the other area. Means little bit it tilt the boundary so that it capture the data point. Okay, what happened with that? If it capture data point, so what happened? Your classification rate will little bit high. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so we have three parameter. So we have three parameter. Who will summarize me? Three tuning parameter. Yes, Nisha, please summarize me. What three tuning parameter I have?
So first is regularization.
Mhm.
Second is
Gamma,
I'm
gamma,
forgetting about the
gamma,
name. Yeah,
gamma.
gamma, and the third is
Third is
kernel.
kernel. All right. So I'm giving you code because what we do till now, we tested one data set. Okay. Today I'm giving very good work. Okay. I'm not going to create anything. You get it. I will do the MNIST data set digit classification on tomorrow on the support vector machine. Okay. So what model code is there? I hope all of you know how to import the model from sklearn.svm import support vector classifier model equal to svc. If you don't write the kernel equal to rvf, it automatically pick this one. Okay, and then the model dot fit, model dot predict. Okay, simple 4-line code is there, but the thing which is complicated, it is in next slide. You have to find for a given data set which kernel is better for you, which c value is better for you. I tested 3 c value. Okay, high c value better, low c value better, or in between better, and what gamma value is better for you. So in KNN, I tuned 2 parameter. Now here you have to tune 3 parameter and test it on a different data set. Okay, so I hope I have to migrate on Jupyter notebook and give you the work.
Sir, before
Uh,
that, can you please just brief about the SVM as a whole in just quick
I will,
briefings?
I will do. Okay, first see the thing what I'm trying to say. Till now,
Okay.
we use one algorithm, one data set. Okay, so let me open this thing. Very good work is there. I mean, first work, assignment first. Take any data set, take any data set, create the model using support vector machine. All right, tune, sorry, optimize the model. Optimize means increase the classification accuracy. Increase, incre, increase the classification accuracy by you by optimizing c gamma and kernel value.
Sir, you mentioned two kernels, sir. There was RBF and linear, sir. What is the difference between the two, sir?
Sir, I told this difference. If you are over here, you see my slide.
I joined a little late, sir, 15 minutes.
What you saying, sir?
I joined a little 15 minutes late, sir.
No. I just tell the difference between these two. When these are used when the number of feature is more than the number of observation, means you have more number of column than the rows. There is very less chance to be happen. But these are used when we have the higher number of row larger than the number of column. This is always happen because we have
In
to
that case, we
find.
use kernel, sir.
Yes, please.
In that case, we use kernel.
No. Please repeat the your answer.
If number of features are greater than number of observations, in
Yeah.
that case, we use linear or RBF, sir.
Only linear.
Okay.
And the RVF in the sense in the reverse when the number of observations are greater than the number of column features. Okay, and by default this parameter, this what we say parameter tuned by the support vector classifier.
Okay, sir.
All right. Now what I am doing? I forgot. Okay. So I am writing the task. Take a data set to create the model using support vector machine. Optimize, increase this one. Okay, I write some code from over here. Otherwise, code is given the PPT. And the optimization code. I will share the PPT to you, no problem. This is your first task. Okay, you will do this thing very significantly. Okay, now the assignment 2, that is important. Assignment 2. Take same data set which you use in assignment 1, means जो assignment 1 में आपने data set लिया same you have to use. Okay, now काम क्या करना, what we have to do? Test this data set on 3 classification algorithm. Which one? Logistic regression, B KNN, and C SVM. Means you have to take any one data set and you have to check this thing. This data set is same but algos are different. Now on which algorithm this data set is giving you the best accuracy, because till now I taught you 3 very important algorithms. So any data set you are downloading we are using any data set, classification data set, on which thing it is working very thing. Then what is your analysis? Why it is working on a given algorithm? Why not do the remaining algorithm? This analysis you have to write to me. What analysis? Means on which algorithm it is working very good. Good in the sense it returned higher accuracy. So any questions from assignment 1 or assignment 2? Then we did one more time discuss the PPTs.
Excuse me, sir, Aishwarya this side.
Yes, Aishwarya.
Sir, in assignment 2, what you have given, is this how we do in the real time as well while working as a data scientist?
No, please repeat your question. What
The the assignment 2 which you have given.
Mhm.
So is this how we do in the real time as well
Definitely, definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
professionally, like?
Because it's a responsibility of data scientists to make that kind of model which return you higher accuracy. So which algorithm suited with the which algorithm, which data set suit with the which algorithm, that is the main thing. So that's the thing which I want from your side. And take any data set and see the behavior of that data set with these three algorithms. What happened with that? You have to optimize this one, optimize KNN, optimize SVM. No need to optimization regression. Okay, because that is the main thing is mathematical model. But these two are purely artificial intelligence algorithm. Is any question on assignment 2 or assignment you can ask me right now? Assignment is simple. You can do this thing because you have to simply do the same thing which we do in KNN. But assignment 2 little bit complicated. We have to
Sir,
test the algorithm. Yes, please. What's your
I
good
am
name?
Rutuparn.
It's your first class.
Yes, sir. It's my first class.
Okay, dear. Yes, your answer. Question, please.
No, I just wanted to ask if I skip the assignment, it will be okay.
It will be okay, but assignment is just for your understanding, how you working.
No,
So
no,
what?
sir. It's my just first class. I am not
Okay,
there
okay.
for.
So actually, dear, so I hope you can't learn anything from today's class. Okay. So what you do from next week, we are going to start the Python. Then because everything is done in cycle format, rotation. So next the
Okay.
machine learning started. So you please join that classes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, participant. Any question on this assignment? Because this
Sir,
is
this is Sandeep.
yes, Sandeep sir.
Sir, you are asked to classify using three algorithms, right? Like, I mean, we have to hyperparameter all these algorithms or
Yeah,
only
yeah, optimized, fully optimized, because you have to use the hyperparameter in these two. See, because
yes,
logistic regression is a mathematical model.
yes, sir.
Okay, so just like how to do optimize, I put all the code, all the
Yes,
parameters over here, and
yes,
these three parameter you find inside this one.
yes.
Okay, so I hope you will return something good to me on till tomorrow. Then I will
Sure, sir.
okay, I will share you one file on your LMS. These files are I will share dataset till tomorrow. Okay, dataset name is dataset means it's a 70 MB dataset capacity. Okay, because it contains the pixel value for the images. So this is not 1 MB, 2 MB, and we have 70 MB dataset. I will upload this dataset to LMS so that you can download till before the tomorrow's class, and I will use the Google Colab tomorrow because lots of computation power, fast computation required, and we get result. I mean the model training required 15 minutes.
So 70 MB data set is for tomorrow's class.
Yes, I will share till by tomorrow class. Okay, I will use a Google Colab because it requires the model training till 15 minutes if you work on Google Colab. If you work on your i5, i7 system, so it will take minimum 30 to 45 minutes for training the model.
So with SSD, I think it'll work faster.
Which one? SSD. I also have the SSD in my laptop, but prefer the Google Colab. Otherwise, we have to take the lunch break in between. Okay, because the real world, what happened more data set is very high and high capacity. So this is the first data set which I give you very high capacity. The second data set I will give you in convolution neural network when we create some classifier using images. So that in no data set in convolution neural network less than 2 GB. Okay, and the training is going on the 4 and 5 hours, and then you got the answer which kind of classification is done. Okay, so what
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
yes before
Sir, what data set you are talking about?
MNIST MNSIST I'm telling.
Okay. सर तो ये डेटा सेट आप एसवीएम में यूज करेंगे मतलब वो वाला बोल रहे हैं
हाँ
अच्छा तो ये आप
थोड़ा सा
के
नया
क्लास
हो
में
जाएगा, थोड़ा सा नया हो जाएगा, इमेज देख लोगे कैसे ये करते हैं।
ठीक है सर तो ये गूगल कोलैप्स में होगा ये जुपिटर नोटबुक काम नहीं करेगा क्या?
हो जाएगा लेकिन टाइम बहुत लगेगा, 30 मिनट से 45 मिनट कंज्यूम हो जाता है।
ठीक है सर
सो उसमें आप ये देख लोगे कि मैटप्लॉटलिब इमेज पे कैसे काम कर रही है, थोड़ी सी इमेज पे नमपाई कैसे काम कर रही है ये देख लोगे।
तो अब ये डेटा सेट कल दीजिएगा
कल तक
सर।
दे पाऊँ, कल तक दे पाऊंगा, है ना, क्योंकि वो
Okay.
फाइल बड़ी अपलोड होने में टाइम लगता है ना, सो
Okay, sir.
दैट्स आई विल ट्राई टू सबमिट टुडे, बट
ओके सर, नो प्रॉब्लम सर, नो प्रॉब्लम।
आप देख लीजिएगा, कल 11 बजे तक मिल जाएगा, सो डाउनलोड कर लीजिएगा उसे, है ना। ओके, थैंक यू। एंड एनी क्वेश्चन? या समवन टोल्ड मी टू रिपीट दिस ऑल द स्लाइड।
सर
यस शिवाली, यस प्लीज।
सर कोडिंग में गूगल कोलैब की और इसमें जुपिटर नोटबुक में कोई डिफरेंस रहता है क्या?
जुपिटर नोटबुक यूज योर कंप्यूटर रिसोर्सेज जस्ट
नो
लाइक
सर, कोडिंग जस्ट लाइक कोडिंग जो हम करते हैं या
नहीं, same,
सेंटेंस जो
same,
लिखते हैं।
एकदम सेम।
सर हाइपर पैरामीटर ट्यूनिंग की एरर दिखा रहा है बार बार।
नहीं हो ही सकता।
मैंने आपके फाइल से भी कॉपी पेस्ट करा, फिर भी एरर दिखा रहा है कोडिंग का।
तो आप मुझे पीडीएफ फाइल भेज दीजिए उसकी कोलैब।
सर मैंने भेजा हुआ है आपको, मेल किया हुआ है।
मैं अभी देखता हूँ उसके बाद, ठीक है ना। रुकिए,
सर
कौन सा है, क्या नाम है आपका? चाहिए
सबा।
अच्छा सबा, हाँ आपने मुझे एक इमेज फाइल भेजी थी, मैंने आपसे कहा था कि आप मुझे पीडीएफ फाइल भेजेगी, है ना।
सर मैंने वापस से पीडीएफ उसका भेजा था।
ठीक है, मैं देखता हूँ अभी को रिवर्ट करता हूँ।
और सर सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये है मेरा कि जो हमने आपने होमवर्क असाइनमेंट दिया हुआ है, तो उसमें हम तीनों एल्गोरिदम को अलग अलग पहले डेटा सेट का एल्गोरिदम करें।
नहीं, आप मुझे ये बताएंगे, यू विल टेल मी व्हिच एल्गोरिथम वर्किंग फाइन ऑन अ गिवन डेटा सेट।
तो हम गिवन डेटा सेट पे पहले तीनों एल्गोरिदम को यूज करेंगे, उसके बाद ही बता पाएंगे एक्यूरेसी।
आप हैंड टू हैंड निकालिए ना। यू फर्स्ट यूज अ लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन, then optimize this
Okay,
one.
okay, fine, sir.
Then you calculate KNN, the optimize it. So you got the accuracy on a given data set. Means data set is single, please do not change data set. Now change the algorithm that we do the real time. Just like Umang, tell me, Umang, what is your profile? You are working or you are some student?
I'm still learning, sir.
What is your qualification? I mean, what is your job profile?
I'm in final year of graduation, sir.
Okay. I mean, you have some idea about real life working. That's why I'm asking to you. Okay. So
Yes,
same
sir.
thing. We have to. I mean, what happened? We have to create a model. So we have to select the algorithm. Which algorithm working fine with us? Okay. So check this thing. What happened? Which vector? If you try to use more and more data set, not one. You can do business 2, 3, 4 data set, or create a function in Python. You know this thing, create an entire function. If you remember, I put some code of line put together, KNN. Okay, so if you watch this thing sincerely, what happened? Okay, I do the collab, I do the flower classification on collab. So if you do this thing properly, okay, we do this thing in the heuristic regression also. Yeah. So I put together all the lines which return me accuracy. You create this type of function for each algorithm. You create this type of model 1, model 2, model 3 for each algorithm. Then what happens? You have to just pass the data set. It will give you which algorithm is best for you. Okay, same approach you have to follow. Yes, more question on this assignment?
Sir, I worked on different test sizes also, too, sir.
No,
Like,
keep everything constant. Keep everything constant. If you take a test size 40, so keep test size in 40, because you have to test that algorithm.
Yes.
You have to test which algorithm will give you good thing on data. So everything test size, random state, pick the fix. What you have to change, you have to tune the parameter for the KNN. You have to tune the parameter for SVM. For SVM tuning parameter, you got the practice from here in assignment 1. So all of you submit me to 2 assignment by tomorrow, and I will see who is the best, who is the do best. But it's my belief that my team is the best. They are all intelligent and give me the good thing, because we do practice on the same thing. How to change the value, how to compare the accuracy score, how to create a bar chart on accuracy score, like that. Okay.
So Shivali here.
Yes, Shivali.
Sir, actually, when we were doing the iris model on Google Colab, it was not reading the CSV file. I was getting error.
From where you get the CSV file?
So from my folder where I have saved it.
But it's a data file, not CSV file, I hope.
Yes, sir. But we write the same code, pd dot read csv, and then in that we.
Definitely. But the file is data file, so how you say it's a CSV file?
So then what shall I change in the my code?
First thing, you have to go to the UCI machine learning site. I told you.
Yes,
UCI
sir.
site.
I have downloaded the iris dot data.
So if you have a 2 minute time, so I just show you live how to read. I mean nothing to. I mean for error for reading. So it's simple. Better you don't want to upload, so directly read from the URL. Okay. I just import the one library. If sometimes you feel the problem to read the data from disk, you can go to directly the URL data folder, copy this URL. Someone asked me 2-3 classes before, put this URL, then the data file name. This is the folder access. Okay, then the what is data file? The file is iris.data. Put the data file over here, then header equal to none. Done this thing, very simple.
Yes, sir. Now I'm not getting the error. Since when we work on Google Colab, we have to load it from URL only.
No, you can upload it from the disk. I told you the procedure in last classes. In last class, I uploaded dataset before you when I creating model. That's why I insist all guys go to Google Colab and upload dataset and do this thing. You go my last recording.
Yes, sir. I had, and then I also did it, but I was getting the error. But it's okay if I'm getting it from URL also. Then
If you tell to me, so I give you the demo. So nothing other you got over there because you put the dataset in wrong place. You have to click over here. You have to just click over here, not inside this one. You have to click over here, and then you can download any dataset, upload any dataset. Okay. So dataset will show over here because if you put dataset inside folder, that would call access. So you have to put the root folder, upload over here, and then upload the thing. It will show over here. I show this thing in last recording.
Yes, you saw. Okay, so thank you, sir. And so one more thing, sir. Have you seen the Titanic thing that I have mailed you?
Not yet. I will see it today. Okay. So everything is submitted. I mean, successfully. I mean, anything classified successfully or not?
Yes, everything is done.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
How much accuracy you got? How much accuracy you got from the Titanic? Hello.
Sir, just I am checking.
Okay. So meanwhile, I am taking the Nisha's question to repeat the slide. Nisha, what you don't get over here?
No, sir, I actually understood it just that if you give a quick brief about what we do in HVM, that would
I
be...
give you a brief in 2 lines. Support vector machine is a classifier which use the what we say linear separable line or a plane to classify these point belong to either one class or another class. Okay. Many things depend to create this line. One thing, if the points are linear separable or not separable. If your points are not linear separable, you have to use the kernel trick. Other thing, these shifting of these line to reduce the margin. If many point are misclassified, so you have to reduce the point. Third thing, gamma, you want to see that impact of closest point is there or the farther point is there, so you have to select the gamma. Then the kernel means to convert to space in 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional for the linear separable. So the support vector classifier is an algorithm which work on the this kind of linear separable phenomena. All right, I'm sharing this slide to you. If any doubt you have, you can ask me tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Hello, sir.
And
more.
these
Sir,
two assignment is very recommended. Some blogs I given each references. So you if you want to theory of this one, so you can ask me. I mean, I read this thing because theory is also important. Okay. Yes.
Sir, what doubt
Hello.
I had. Sir,
Shivali here, sir. Accuracy was 72.55%.
Good. Okay. So model is good, not bad model. Any accuracy above the 70s is considered good. Any accuracy above the 90 is best. Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Next question, please.
yeah. Sir,
Hello, sir.
Kamlesh, yes, please.
Sir, if we have more than two class, then how it will linearly separable points?
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of support vector machine. It will create that kind of plane. It's create as tomorrow I have 9 classes. Tomorrow data set I have 9 classes, means 0 to 9 digit. In one image only one digit is there. So it create that kind of planes, not one plane. Let's suppose there is a class just like in Iris we have. If you see my slide, this one, check this thing. It got different boundary. It is one kind of plane. Boundary is nothing but plane. Okay, because it's using the kernel trick RVF. That's why it is separating 3.1, 2, 3. So 3 plane was there to separating data points. How much class is there? That class minus 1 plane is required. Why? If you have a 3 class, so you require 2 planes. That's the beauty of algorithm. I will show you. I mean, that is not presented the visually, but answer will coming over here. All right.
sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nisha.
sir, I have a doubt regarding feature scaling, sir. Feature scaling technique.
So you please mail me. I check this thing.
No, no, sir. It's just that a doubt that I am having while doing it is not that I am having some doubt in the code.
Yes,
Just
yes,
a concept, sir.
yes, yes. Please ask.
Sir, while we do the feature scaling for the classification data sets, what I understood was that we try to scale it to the same level, all the columns. So, sir,
Same.
why do we do the output, sir? Because the output is already in the class of 0, 1, or 2, or other columns are in higher range.
No. You have to put the scaling on the features, not outcome column. This is your fault. This is your fault. You have to drop the last column. You have to feature means what? You must not include the last column. You only have the X value. X means excluding last column.
So you mean to say when we try to standardize or normalize the feature, then we
Only
only do it?
features. Only features. I tell you this thing in class. If you see the recording, you find this statement. Only features scaling means only features, not the outcome.
Okay, sir. I was doing it on the outcome only. That's why.
No. That is fault. That is fault. You find somewhere mistake.
Yeah, that is why I was asking.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Any more question?
Sir,
Yes, Shaba.
सर आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द हाइपर पैरामीटर ट्यूनिंग जो कोर्स आपने लिखे हैं वो मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है मैं कैसे रन कर रहा हूँ
आपने पिछली बार क्लास की थी केएनएन
यस सर की थी मैंने
आपने वो कोड उस केएनएन को किया आपने
हाँ वो मैंने किया लेकिन रन भी हो रहा है एक कोड नहीं हो रहा है एक हो रहा है पर वो समझ नहीं आ रहा उसका लॉजिक नहीं समझ में आ रहा है हाइपर पैरामीटर ट्यूनिंग का कैसे है
आप पूरी रिकॉर्डिंग देखो उसमें कोई लॉजिक की बात नहीं है हाइपर पैरामीटर क्या होते हैं किस पैरामीटर पे मुझे एक्यूरेसी ज्यादा मिल रही है दैट्स अ थिंग उसमें लॉजिक नहीं होता
जो आपने कोड लिखा है वो मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है मैंने ट्राई किया उसको समझने पर वो नहीं आ रहा है मुझे समझ में
आप क्लास में थे
हाँ मैं कल थी क्लास में
आपने रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं देख ली
मैंने रिकॉर्डिंग दोबारा नहीं देखी बस कोड मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है
देखिए पहली चीज देखिए एक बार में कोई चीज समझ में नहीं आती ये ह्यूमन कॉन्सेप्ट होता है अगर आपको एक बार समझ नहीं आता यू हैव टू रिपीट 2 or 3 टाइम्स आप एक बार और देखिए पॉज करके देखिएगा एकदम रनिंग मत देखिएगा साथ में इम्प्लीमेंट कीजिए
मैंने उसकी थ्योरी भी पढ़ी लेकिन मुझे कोई कांसेप्ट ही नहीं समझ में आ रहा क्लियर ही नहीं हो रहा है
अच्छा आप एक बार रिकॉर्डिंग देखो कल नहीं समझ आया मैं आपको दोबारा बताऊंगा प्रॉमिस
ठीक है
ना जो टीचर पढ़ा रहा है टीचर क्यों पढ़ाता है देखो थ्योरी में आपने कहाँ से पढ़ा नेट से मुझे पता नहीं मैंने रेफरेंसेस दे रखे रेफरेंसेस हर स्लाइड के पीछे है हर स्लाइड के रेफरेंसेस होंगे उसे पढ़ो जरूर एक बार टीचर क्या करता है, डिफरेंट रिसोर्स से इकट्ठा करता है, आपको तब देता है। तो एक उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग देखो, रिकॉर्डिंग दी क्यों जाती है, आपको कोई चीज़ समझ में ना आए ना, इसको रिपीट करके देखो एक बार, ठीक है, साथ में इंप्लीमेंट करो। मैंने बताया भी है कि ट्यून क्यों करते हैं, यहाँ पे पैरामीटर्स क्या होते हैं, ट्यून क्यों करते हैं, उसका एडवांटेज क्या होता है, उसको विजुअली कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, सब बताया है। और गूगल
सर
कोलैब
वो
में करके
एरर क्यों आ रहा है वो मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, क्योंकि
आप
मैंने
एरर भेजो,
कॉपी पेस्ट
एरर
भी
भेजो,
किया।
मैं देखता हूँ। हाँ मैं भेज
सर
देखता
भेजा
हूँ,
हुआ है, आपको चेक
मैं भेजता हूँ, थोड़ा
करिएगा।
टाइम तो दो बेटा,
हाँ
फिनिश होने
ठीक
दो,
है,
फिर टाइम दो।
ओके।
आप एक बार क्वेरी फिनिश ही नहीं करते और एक इंसान 3 बार लौट के आ रहा है, फिर कोई फिनिश करो, दूसरे को चांस दो, है ना। तो अब ये आगे जरूर रखो, आपको एक बार जो क्वेरी है उस एक बार पूछ के फिनिश करो, 10 क्वेरी 10 पूछ लो, आपका थर्ड टाइम है इस समय, है ना, तो बाकी लोग भी वेट करते हैं, ठीक है ना।
सर मुझे पूछना था भाई, वो आप कंसेप्ट क्लियर कर रहे थे तो फिर मैंने ही पूछा।
सबसे बढ़िया आप पूरे एक दिन में काम करते हुए डायरी पे लिख लिया करो आपको पूछना क्या है, वरना आप पक्का भूल जाओगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि चीजें देख के याद आती हैं, फिर सोचते हो फिर ये याद रह गया, ये रह गया। सो प्लीज नोट डाउन एवरीथिंग ऑन डायरी, ऑल क्वेरी यू हैव, देन यू ईदर ईमेल मी, ईमेल खोलोगे तो आपको पता लग जाएगा हाँ ये चीज मुझे आज करनी है, ठीक है ना, so that I can give you time to other participant also. Any more participant is left for the query? Okay, so we wind up the session. Thank you so much. I'm sharing this Jupyter notebook, which is for assignment, and this support vector machine slide. Okay, and possibly I will give data set by tomorrow 11 or 12 noon. Okay, thank you so much.